Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Code Realize, Guardian of Rebirth. We have reached a point where we are training with the different guys. We can pick guys to train with, but we can't pick Lupin, which is driving me insane. So it's like if you get a Lupin in, because I wanted to pick him first, but I don't know how we can get a Lupin ending if we can't train with him. We can't develop any points with him. So I'm just kind of screwing around and uh, doing things with different guys instead of concentrating on one guy. See if there's some kind of, non sequitur ending, like one that I don't really choose a guy. Maybe I'll get some kind of bad ending. I usually like to go after the bad endings first anyway. So, yeah, after I get my first blind playthrough done, I'll look up information so I can get specific endings and specific scenarios out for everybody. But for now, sit back, relax, and let me read you a story.
By the way, Cardia, how is your training? Is it going well?
Lupin looks serious. Not as well as I'd like. The more I train, the more I see parts of me that need improvement.
That's good. It's proof you're growing. Yes, I'm astonished by how quickly you pick things up, and your physical abilities having some confidence won't hurt you.
Are you sure? That's good to hear.
Yeah, have more faith in yourself. I guarantee that you're doing just fine.
Everyone's words make me genuinely happy, and I nod to everyone in return.
So, you're at the point where everyone acknowledges your skills. This might be a good time then.
Lupin looks around and grins.
Gentlemen and lady, this gentleman thief, Arsene Lupin, has some amazing information to share with you. It's time for us to act!
We fall silent at Lupin's words, waiting to hear what he has to say next. And he says something that none of us could expect.
Of course, I couldn't have just waited a couple more lines in the last episode, Chapter 4, Train Robbery. We're going to kidnap Twilight's leader!
For a moment, we are all awestruck by what Lupin has just said.
Sorry, I believe I misheard you. Could you say that one more time? We're going to capture the highest-ranking member of Twilight, Britain's intelligence agency. Hold on just a second. That's a pretty bold claim you just made. Are you for real? We've made plenty of precautions and countermeasures, but I'm not optimistic enough to think we can hide here forever. A protracted battle puts us at a disadvantage. We need to take a decisive action.
That action will be kidnapping. Lupin nods with determination.
The head of Twilight would be a central figure for many different plans. The most effective way for us to gain some ground on all of the unknowns is to ask the one responsible directly. A key figure in all of us achieving our individual goals. You believe that the leader of Twilight is this very person.
Lupin quietly nods.
I see. That's why you have decided on capturing this person.
Saint Germain says this as casually as asking for a glass of water. Lupin nods.
Wait, if you're going to capture this person, then you must have found some information about him. This person is the head of an entire nation's intelligence agency. Lupin, how did you even come across this information? Who do you think you're speaking to? I am the great thief, Arsene Lupin! Treasure or knowledge, it's all the same. You stole information about Twilight? From where? Oh, that. While I was walking through the city a while back, I sensed someone highly trained was following me. I figured that it was probably a Twilight agent, and after I lost my tail, I decided to turn things around and hunted him down. After that, I just put on his stuffy uniform and went around asking other agents. Good work today, by the way.
Ah, I see. So you gathered information using your usual tactics of disguise.
It's quite impressive that you were able to go unnoticed within the walls of a first-class intelligence organization. There is no one who compares to you when it comes to outsmarting people. It's not just impressive, it's scary. Lady Luck had a hand in it, but a good thief always turns a lucky break into an opportunity. From there, I just ran around trying to get proof of what I'd found. Last night I finally knew for sure. You are aware that Twilight is the most elite agency in the country, right? Not only did you catch them, you countered? It's nothing to be surprised about. I've always had talent, and I received an excellent education.
Education? Like a thief academy? Perhaps he means something similar to the training I myself was undergoing.
And where will this Twilight leader be appearing?
I take a breath in anticipation. Something about Van Helsing's expression gives me chills when our eyes meet.
You look pretty scary right now. That person you said that you're after. Does whoever you're pursuing have something to do with this? There's no need for you to know.
The air is tense, and my chest is tight. The dining room falls silent for a while, and the Count is the first to speak.
And where is your target going to appear? I'm sure the difficulty of this plan will be affected by the location of this heist. A train.
What's a train? Everyone looks at me in surprise. Is this something I should know about? I feel a bit embarrassed as I ask.
You don't know what a steam locomotive is? It's like a big iron horse that eats coal.
An iron horse. Perhaps it's something like an automobile.
This seems like the sort of thing it would be easier to show than to explain. If we're going to execute Lupin's plan, she'll be seeing one soon, whether she likes it or not.
Lupin nods and continues.
Our target is supposed to be boarding from nearby Waterloo to inspect a military factory in the northern region. The information I've obtained regards his personal guards during the inspection. I'll share the details with you later. Did you steal any actual documents? Of course not! If they realized I'd stolen anything, they would have changed the security. I memorized the main points. They'll be likely to suspect us when the train is in motion. We'll hide on the train and whisk the target off his feet.
Did it ever occur to you this plan might be a little too bold? I agree with Victor. Lupin had repeatedly told me in my training that you should never commit to a battle that you aren't sure you can win. I think it sounds like fun. If this is the plan you're really going to execute, I will help in any way I can.
But fun?
Although you say their guard will be down, we are up against great odds. I feel that our chances of victory are slim.
How in the world are we going to steal someone off a moving train? Are we just going to dive off a speeding locomotive? Don't worry, I have an idea. We should split into two groups. The first will create a distraction on the train, while the second makes the capture. And if we use the railroad, there is a way to escape with the target by using the branching lines on the railway. Arsène Lupin, your plan is to steal the entire train car itself, is it not?
The entire train car?
A bold idea. Aha, this is getting more and more interesting by the minute. Whoa, I didn't think you'd figure it out. Basically, yes. It's exactly what Van Helsing said. Once we have the target, it's a piece of cake. We'll have an automobile waiting by the railroad and hop in for our getaway. It's not that it's dangerous, but there is definitely a chance we can win. What do you think? Are you guys in? I do think it's a little hasty. I say it's worth the danger. I'll lend you a hand. I'm against it. The risk is too big. I'm fine either way. I'll go with whatever you decide.
You're going to help, Count?
Yes, of course. How rare it is for us to have the opportunity to enjoy an outing together. Count, I don't think this is a very accurate description of the situation. This is a good plan that solves several of our problems at once. Cardia, what do you think?
Well, everybody seems to think it's a good idea except for Frankenstein. But, if it's Lupin's idea, I don't know. Am I still going after Lupin or still being indecisive? I don't know. We'll still pursue Lupin as much as possible, so I'll agree. I agree with Lupin's plan. Because your chances of failing are always 0. Isn't that right, Lupin?
Exactly. Huh. It doesn't matter if Arsene is with us. I can accomplish this on my own.
I think that's a bit of a stretch.
Then everyone's willing to give this a shot?
We all nod in determination, agreeing with Lupin's sentiment.
I won't let you down. I promise. I'd like to get into the details now, but there's one thing I want to say.
To put our own lives first, right?
Exactly. You're catching on quick.
It was all you said in training. Lupin gives me a small bow.
Cardia, we didn't skimp on your training. The best minds around helped you. Don't worry, it'll come in handy.
I'll do my best.
Is everyone all right with that?
Since it seems we're all in this together, I guess I'll do whatever I can to help.
The question isn't whether or not you'll help, but whether or not you'll be in our way. It's time for all my secret devices to release their fire. Just leave it to me.
I'll be taking part in battle as well.
Though I pray that Impy's inventions do not literally go up in flames. Say, gee, how could you say that? Great! Our chances are much better with all of us taking part in the plan. Allow me to explain the details now.
Lupin spreads a map out on the table. We gather around it and take in the highly detailed notations all over it. We begin to make plans. For the next few days, things are chaotic. Everyone has a lot of things to do, like checking the railroad paths, creating devices, and learning Twilight's defenses. We all spend all our time preparing for our parts in the plan, as its execution takes place in only a few short days. Impy and Victor seem to have the most to do. Impy is creating a device to control the switches, and Victor's making chemicals. They both have been working day and night. As for me, I tried to stay out of their way. There isn't much I can do. Compared to them, I spend my time doing small tasks to aid them as best I can. The person after me, Twilight's leader. We will soon meet them face to face. They are trying to set in motion a plan that could affect the entire world, starting by capturing me. I wonder what they need me for. There are so many things I want to know. What reason do they have for chasing me? What about my father and the horologium? Why did I lose my memory? I prepare for our upcoming meeting, hoping that at least some of these mysteries will be solved. I look up at the night sky and sigh. We act tonight on the very last train. It's about time to leave. Everyone is wrapping up their preparations. As of now, I haven't been given a clear role or action in the group's plan. Lupin says he'll decide what I should do once we get there. But because of this, I'm feeling somewhat anxious. Isn't there anything I can do to help? Let's see, check on... Man, they never let me check on Lupin. Let's check on... Van Helsing. I walked down the hall to find Van Helsing. He should be in the lounge. He said he'd be maintaining his weapons. I knock a few times on the door. Van Helsing, it's me, Cardia.
What do you want?
I was wondering if there was anything I could do to help. That's all I say, and he doesn't respond. I start to leave feeling rejected when...
You can come in. It's unlocked.
Are you sure?
Didn't you hear me? I said you can come in.
He sounded slightly angry, but I enter the room anyway. There are rows of ammunition and dismantled weapon parts all over the desk. Wow, are you taking all this ammunition?
We're going to be outnumbered. It's best to be prepared.
I see. Is there anything I can do to help you?
Can you clean weapons? Assemble a gun?
Nobody's taught me how to do that.
I didn't think so. I didn't teach you how to handle a firearm either.
Is there nothing I can do for him?
I don't need any help.
Do you want me to leave?
If I did, I wouldn't have let you in.
What should I do here?
I'm capable of executing this plan of ours on my own.
What?
I am powerful, I'm competent, I can handle anything. There's no way this plan will fail, no matter how many mistakes the rest of you make. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
And you have the skills necessary to defend yourself. There's nothing to worry about.
Thank you for reassuring me.
What? That wasn't my intention. I'm merely stating facts.
Van Helsing starts cleaning a small weapon piece, looking upset for some reason. I look at him again, and my heart feels much lighter than when I had entered. The station is filled with people. Some people are greeting those exiting the train, others are waiting for the night's last train, others simply watch the trains. Our plan will be going off very soon. We've all come to Waterloo Station, one of London's many train stations. We are here to see the train we'll board. The final train will arrive at this platform and leaves in another 2 hours. Lupin suggested that we take this train to get a good look at the actual train. In any case, there are so many people here.
Even with the increasing popularity of automobiles and airships, steam locomotives remain a major method of transportation.
Lupin was right. Even though we are being pursued by the government, as long as we blend in with confidence, no one notices. Van Helsing is standing back a small ways away, so we don't stand all together. Saint Germain is standing by elsewhere. For now, it seems that no one is paying attention to us. Is the locomotive almost here?
It should be here soon. Keep your eyes out for it. You're in for a real surprise.
Lupin looks at his pocket watch as he answers me.
Speak of the devil. There it is.
I turn my gaze to the other end of the platform and see something black approach out of the darkness and get bigger. Then... it lets out a roaring whistle that hurts my ears as an iron machine lets off steam and comes to a stop. It looks more like a black metal mountain than any kind of vehicle. I'm struck speechless at the powerful presence of the huge machine before us. Impy had told me about it, but I didn't think it would be such an intense experience to see and hear it in person. This is the locomotive?
Surprised, eh? I was taken aback the first time I saw it too. It was unbelievable that science could move something so big.
Yes, it's amazing. I'm unable to take my eyes off the locomotive.
These steam trains don't use the neo-steam engines, do they? They run on traditional engines. Not true, Victor. This one's an exception. It uses the Neosteam engine as a booster to dramatically increase its horsepower. That's how it became a monster train that can carry so many passengers. It's a fusion of tradition and innovation.
It's amazing that something like this can even move. My jaw is agape as I look up at the mass of black iron standing astride the tracks.
All right, enough ogling. We're not here to sightsee.
Lupin's words bring me back to reality. I take a better look at it. That's right, our mission will take place on this train. Lupin walks over to the train car as he explains the plan to us again. As he said in the beginning, our plan will take place on a moving train. First of all, there will be regular passengers on board, along with us until it reaches a certain station. Van Helsing and Victor will board the last car among those passengers. When our target gets on the train, the rest of the passengers will be removed, but Van Helsing and Victor will hide on board. Once the train passes the point Lupin specified, Van Helsing and Victor will cause a commotion to draw out the target's guards. Once enough of the guards have been lured away to the very last car, we will uncouple it, enemy soldiers and all. That way, we can separate a good number of the guards from the Twilight Leader. While this is going on, Lupin, Impy, and Saint Germain will drive an automobile to the end of the track. We will divert it to. The Count will wait there at the endpoint with the automobile. We will simply wait there until we cut off the train car carrying the leader and bring it to that location. Lupin and Impy will approach the train from above using a flying machine called an ornithopter and land on the target's car. Using a device created by Impy, Lupin will cut off the train car from the car ahead, including the locomotive engine. At the same time, the tracks will be switched, pulling the single train car onto a separate track, away from the guards. After that, Lupin will shoot some fireworks into the air, signaling Van Helsing and Victor, then send Impy to pick them up. The train car that was cut off will continue rolling to the end of the line, running on one of Impy's inventions. In the back car that was cut off, Victor and Van Helsing will fight the guards and then head to the target's train car. If possible, they will overpower the guards protecting the target and capture him. If that is too difficult, they will wait. Either way, once the separated train car reaches its destination, Saint Germain will join Van Helsing and Victor to defeat the remaining guards and capture the target. Then, the target will be placed on the automobile, and everyone will drive back to the mansion. If something goes wrong, we are to run to the rendezvous point. Impy can help out in battle, as he would be flying near the train car while the plan is being carried out. That is an overview of the plan.
And there we have it. Any questions?
We circle around the train as Lupin goes over the mission in detail. He ends his explanation as we reach the first car. At that moment,
Whoa!
Lupin leans backward, bumping into the shoulder of a passerby.
Excuse me.
The man continues on his way. Lupin watches the man leave with a puzzled expression. What's the matter?
Oh, I just thought it was strange that I didn't notice that man approaching. I hope my perception isn't getting dull. Actually, did you just get pickpocketed, Lupin? Hey, don't say that! You're scaring me! You're probably just tired. Oh yeah, I just developed a medicine that makes you cheerful. Would you like some? No, that sounds incredibly shady.
Lupin, what should I do?
That's right, I never told you. Your part in this plan is up to you.
I get to choose?
Either you go with Van Helsing and Victor, and be in charge of disconnecting the railcar with the guards, or you can come along with Impy and the Count, and help me out. Either way, your task will be to break one of the connectors, so it's essentially the same either way.
Lupin hands me a small device and a toolbox as he says this.
That's a device to break the connector. Attaching it is a bit complicated. Can you do it? Who do you think trained her? It'll be a piece of cake!
I study the device for a while and come to an understanding as to its workings. Yes, it will be simple. Are you sure you want me to do it?
The connectors won't dislodge so easily while the train is in motion. All the weight of the cars behind hold it tight. But you, in the worst-case scenario, you can use your poison to melt through the connector. That makes you the best suited for that task out of all of us. We're counting on you. We'll split into 2 teams. Impy, Saint Germain, and myself will leave the station. Victor and Van Helsing board the train.
I will leave the station, right? That was the... Split into 2 teams. Impy, Saint Germain, and myself will leave. Yeah, I'm leaving the station. After the train leaves with Van Helsing and Victor, it makes its way through the city. We drive ahead, following the tracks, and when at last no more buildings are in sight, Impy brings it to a noisy stop. A figure appears from the moonlight ahead.
I've been waiting for you.
He smiles as he greets us. We climb down the automobile and join him.
Hey, Saint G! Thanks for keeping watch. How's it been? It's just as we expected. There's no one here.
The railroad line that the disconnected train car will arrive on is a little ways ahead. The reason why this location was chosen as our meeting spot is because it was a convenient place to land the ornithopter.
I'm sorry to ask you to do this. Oh, it's hardly a bother. I've been enjoying pretending to play the detective. Pretending, huh? It's not a game, you know.
Lupin sighs, as if releasing tension, then looks around at us.
Now, we'll be launching our mission to capture the leader. The first step.
The first step?
We wait.
I can't help but feel a little let down by Lupin's words. I may be nervous, but I'm still looking forward to what comes next. We're going to wait here?
Yep. We've arrived earlier than planned. Don't worry, Victor and Van Helsing will get the job done on the train. I'm going to stay here and prepare my gentlemanly attire, and also go over the plan. You others can do as you like.
Gentlemanly attire.
Of course, a gentlemanly thief must always have style when on the job.
With Lupin in high spirits, we decide to use our time freely until further instruction. I look up at the moon in a daze, but my anxiety over the mission is mounting. Will I be able to do what's needed of me when the time comes to act? Thinking this makes me even more nervous. I can't. I'm like hanging out with him, but I still can't talk to him. Let's speak with Saint Germain. I glance over at Saint Germain, wondering what he is up to right now. He's simply staring at the moon. What could he be thinking about? Something about him seems sad right now. Saint Germain, what's the matter? I can't help but call out to him, and he smiles as if he just woke up from a dream.
What do you mean?
You looked so sad just now.
Oh, that's...
Saint Germain falls silent, thinking over his response. Then he answers me.
It's likely because I was praying.
Does praying make you sad?
Miss Cardia, have you ever truly prayed to the Lord?
I suppose not. I shake my head, and the Count smiles at me gently.
Prayer is the act of hoping for the Lord to aid you in times in which you have no control. It comes from a deep love and awe of God, and is built upon a sentiment of resentment towards the world. The words God, please, are often interchangeable with God, why? I believe in you and worship you within these words of prayer. The bitter pleas of so please help me are hidden. That's why I view the act of praying as both beautiful and lachrymose at one time.
It's so complicated.
If you don't normally think of these things this way, it may be a bit difficult to understand.
What are you praying for, Count? What do you need help with?
My prayers are always the same. For this world to be a little bit gentler to those who live upon it. I want him to help those who live in deep sorrow. That's all I pray for.
You want to save the world? That's such an immense concept. I can't really imagine what it would take.
It's a normal reaction, and though I pray for the salvation of the world, I can't imagine what it would be like at all.
As Saint Germain speaks quietly, I still feel that there's something melancholy about him. In this moment, I feel like I finally touched the man's heart that he usually keeps so hidden.
It's a little early, but we have to take off now. Something's come up.
Lupin looks at us with a serious expression as we gather around. What's happened, Lupin?
Could it be the wind?
Wind?
The wind is weak now, but it shows signs of becoming stronger. Perhaps even a storm is brewing.
I look up at the skies. Everything is still so calm.
What? That's not good! The ornithopter can't fly if the wind is too strong.
Should we cancel the plan?
No. We need to wrap this up before the wind picks up. The mission is already in motion. We can't leave the others behind.
I nod in agreement.
Let's go over our steps. Victor and Van Helsing are likely in the battle on that train as we speak, after which they are to disengage the rear car. Those who attract the attention of the guards, Impy, you, and I, will close in from the sky in the ornithopter. Impy will remain in flight to secure our escape route. We'll cut the car the leader is in off and pull it to the branch line. Count, once the target arrives, you'll need to secure him. You're in charge of the escape in our automobile. Leave it to me. Impy, is the ornithopter ready? Of course! It's in amazing condition.
Impy points to the large winged machine sitting in the moonlight. An ornithopter. A small airship that flies by flapping its wings at high speed.
You look like you doubt me. Like, are you sure you can fly that thing if the wind gets stronger?
No, that's not it at all.
Seeing is believing. I'll show you by actually flying it. Then, let's get going.
With Lupin's words as a signal, we quickly board the ornithopter. We all manage to get on, but it's so cramped.
Hey, why is this thing so small? They didn't think of this ahead of time. This is only meant for one occupant. It can barely accommodate two, so of course it's going to be cramped with three. Could you build us a 3-seat model really quick? Yeah, I'll get right on that.
You too. Stop shoving. You'll melt if you touch my skin.
Whoa, that's right. Let's play nice and just sit together, Lupin. I suppose this is no time to mess around. Impy, let's take off. Aye aye, hold on tight. It's time to take the two of you on a delightful journey in the sky.
The machine shoots out a blast of steam, and its wings begin to flap. Suddenly, the machine lifts off the ground. It's flying, Impy. The wings start going faster and faster, with tremendous force.
This flying machine was created by the world's most brilliant engineer, me! Of course it's going to fly!
Despite his confidence, the machine suddenly tips, nearly throwing us out into the air. Lupin reacts quickly and grabs me.
Whoa, whoa, Impy! Can't you control this thing a little better? We're going to fall out before we can even get to the train! Like I said, it's made to seat 1. It'll stabilize once it gets up to speed, so just hang in there.
I'm hanging on.
Alright, let's go!
Alright, I'm actually going to have to stop that there because I think it's been running a little bit too long. And so, yeah, a little bit of a cliffhanger. We're on this adventure, but we will finish up the Great Train Caper in the next episode and see how this all turns out. So I hope to see you in some of my future videos, and I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.